friends, welcome to my channel Chic and Savvy, where we talk about all things relating to planning and budgeting. My name is Carissa and today we will be budgeting my paycheck for week 4 of May. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and open up our finance planner and we're gonna go to May. And so our goals for this month were to save more money towards travel and our home purchase. And travel as in our travel credit card. We are going on a trip next month, and so we want to be able to pay that card off that paid for our trip. Our first goal is to use any leftover money in our wallet towards those goals by eating out less, saving every dollar, and not giving into cravings. Goal 2 is cutting savings in other categories or sinking funds. So we can do that by stuffing only the minimum of what we want to stuff and then prioritizing our other goals. And lastly is our savings challenges, using those towards our goals to pay off things faster. So that's kind of what we've been doing this time around. And I'm pretty sure our goals are going to be similar probably next month, just because we want to make this a priority. All right, so let's go ahead and update our calendar. I want to make sure you guys can see. So let me cross out all these days. Perfect. Okay. So let me get my paycheck planner sheet and budget and cash envelope breakdown. So I need these two. Perfect. Okay, so we are budgeting paycheck 4, and that is this paycheck in pink. So any of these bills in pink is what we're going to use to pay with this paycheck. So let's go ahead and cross this off. Our last one for the month. And so this is our last one where things are still super funky because the month we had 6 paychecks this month. So when you are a bi-weekly employee, you get 26 paychecks in a year, and you only need 24 to budget your bills with if you are budgeting your bills using 2 paychecks a month. So those 2 extra paychecks during the year, one of them fell during this month. So me and my husband both had an extra paycheck. So that's why we budgeted with 6 paychecks, because we get paid bi-weekly, but they're on opposite schedules. So we get a paycheck every single week. So I'm sorry if that's a little bit confusing, but if you are a bi-weekly employee and budgeter, then you will see when you lay out your paychecks for the year that you have 2 extras. So if you want more details into that, I can make a separate video, but you guys let me know in the comments if that's something that you'd want me to further explain or show you on a calendar basis of where those paychecks might fall for certain people. So this is paycheck 4, which was paid on the 29th. And it is my paycheck. And there's another funky element to this paycheck, which is already confusing enough. But because I get paid bi-weekly, this paycheck is actually the 3rd paycheck of the month. And when you have 3 paychecks in one month, if you have any deductions, those do not come out of a 3rd cycle paycheck. So any medical benefits, any life insurance, anything like that is not going to come out of this paycheck. And because all of our benefits are paid through my insurance, my paycheck is actually going to be more because it's not deducting any of those benefits. So we are going to be budgeting for a higher amount. So we're going to go ahead and do $1,500. And this is just an estimate. I did already get paid, but I like to budget my paycheck with an estimate rather than the actuals, because this is just a budget and then I fill in the real amounts. So we're budgeting $1,500, and let's see what our bills are for this paycheck. We have Webtoon, and that is $11. We have Cox. Oh, you know what? Cox we actually moved to last paycheck, so we're not going to count that. Same thing with Verizon, we moved that to last paycheck, so we're not going to count these two. I'll kind of put a dot next to them, so we're not going to count those. Crunchyroll, I'm sorry if you can hear my husband. He's playing his video games, and when he plays his video games, he's so loud. So if you hear him screaming in the background, that is why. And then because this paycheck is paid on the 29th, and our next paycheck isn't until the following week on the 6th, any bills that we have during that time period, we're going to have to use with this paycheck. So a lot of people might not budget their bills that way. They might just split them out for the month between two. But because I get a paycheck per week, I just pay my bills that are within that week. So we have our Apple Music, and that is $19. And then we have Microsoft, and I don't remember how much that is. $11. Perfect. Okay, so we have all of that. So let's calculate how much that is. And we still have True West here, but that is a debt, and I like to put that on a separate sheet. Oh, I didn't even explain what we're doing. So if you haven't seen my videos before, I budget my paycheck this way using a zero-based budget. And first I write out all of my income, and then I break out my budget. The first category is fixed expenses. This is any expenses that are fixed, that are like your mortgage, your rent, your water bill, your electric bill, your gas bill, anything like that is going to be a fixed expense. So we got $52. So that is going to be the total for our fixed expenses. And then we have one debt. So debt would be included in fixed expenses, but I like to break mine out so I can see how much I paid towards debt in total. So we have one bill, and that is True West. And that is $125. So we have that here. So we are done with this portion for now. We'll come back to it when we do our savings challenge. Now for variable expenses. Variable expenses are any expenses that you have in your budget that can vary. So this can be groceries, gas, spending money, eating out, anything like that would go in the variable expense category. So I have parents. We give my parents money every month, and that is $250. And so we split this out every week. We give them a certain amount. And then we also give our moms money, and that's $50. And then my husband's spending money, we each get $30. And then my husband gets a little bit extra, and that is $45. And then we have gas, which is $50. Oh, I missed my spending. I mentioned it, but I forgot to write it. That's $30. And then we have eating out. And that gets $30. And we have fun. Our fun money gets 30. And donations gets 5. And my husband's lunch gets 30. So let's go ahead and add that up. So we have 250, 50, 30, 45, 50, 30, 30, 35, 30. So we have 550. So now that we have all of this figured out, we can see how much we have left over to put towards savings. So our total for income is $1,500, and then we subtract out our fixed expenses, our variable expenses, and our debt. So we have, I think I calculated the wrong thing, but 773. Let me just make sure that's right. Yes. So we have $773 left over to stuff our savings challenges and our sinking funds. So typically I write all of my sinking funds and savings challenges here, but because our paychecks are still kind of wonky, I'm only gonna write out the priority ones that we want to save towards, because we are trying to prioritize having $500 in our emergency fund and $500 in our 1 month ahead. Because once we hit 500 in each category, me and my husband decided to stop putting money towards it and to start allocating that money towards debt. So we are gonna write emergency fund, and I'll kind of go over our priorities and our strategy of how we kind of refigured our budget when I do my setup for June, my finance setup. I'll kind of go into a little bit more of an explanation, but that's what we're gonna try to do. So we're gonna do emergency fund 1 month ahead, our savings challenge, Saveopoly, monthly, and we're gonna do travel and Christmas. So those are the categories that we're gonna be savings towards. So to get our emergency fund to $500, I looked at my envelope. I'll kind of show you guys. So we had a lot of different things come up, and if you have a lot of family, you know that, and a lot of siblings and just a lot of family things going on, things could happen in the blink of an eye, and you might have to pay for stuff and all that kinds of stuff. So we had a couple things come up, and so our envelopes kind of changed drastically, but we're gonna try to get back on track. So our emergency fund, we had to spend $93 out of it, so we're at $172. So to get to 500, we need $328. So that is what we're gonna put here. And I don't want to put the rest of the money, because what, 773 minus 328, we have $445 left over. I don't want to put all of that money into our 1 month ahead. So instead, I am gonna put 200. And our 1 month ahead envelope, we also had to spend $100 out of, so we only have $55. So it's gonna take us this paycheck and the next paycheck to get that up to 500, but we're okay with splitting that out. So we're gonna put $200 towards that. I keep moving this around, sorry guys. And so we have $245 left over. We are gonna put $10 in our savings challenge. And then our monthly challenge has 2 more icons left, so that's $10. Okay, so we have Saveopoly, Travel, and Christmas left. So let's get our Saveopoly and see what we are gonna roll. So we are currently, oh yeah, we hit a big one at 60. So let's go ahead and roll the dice. And we got 7. I feel like I get 7 all the time, which if you've never played craps, 7s, you could either be unlucky or lucky, I guess it depends. But we are at 60, we got a 7, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 25 is what we're gonna save for. Perfect. And we're halfway. No, we're not. Duh. We're almost halfway. I got excited. We are gonna do 25. And so that'll put us at $200. So I'm gonna do 190 in travel. Actually, let's do 195. And I'll do 5 in Christmas. And the reason I only have a measly little $5 in Christmas is because right now, where is it? I think we're at 95 and I just want to hit the 100 so I can put a placeholder in. Yeah, we're at 95. So that's the only reason that I included it in here, because I wanted to put something towards it. So this should equal out to 773. So 328 plus 200 plus 10 plus 25 plus 10 plus 195 plus 5 is 773. Perfect. So let me go ahead and write out what I need to get from the bank. These nails. They're cute, but they can give me some issues. Okay. So typically I would write this off camera, but because we don't have that many categories this time, I'll go ahead and write it out with you guys. So for our cash envelope breakdown, I write out our sinking funds and then also the things that we're going to stuff in my wallet. So that is my spending. That is eating out. That is fun. And that is donations. So those are the categories in my wallet. So for my spending, I get $30, but I put 20 on my debit card and 10 in cash. And then 30 for eating out, 30 for fun, and 5 for donations. And then we can write out these categories. So we have emergency fund. That's getting $328. And then 1 month ahead is getting $200. And then our savings challenge is getting 10. Saveopoly is getting 25. Our monthly challenge is getting 10, but that's gonna be in 2 5s. Travel is getting 195. And then Christmas is getting 5. So let's go ahead and add that up. So this is 773, and then we're gonna add in our $10, 30, 30, and 5. So this should be 848. I'm struggling with the paper. These are kind of dull because these nails have been on for a little while, so there's like no roughness, so they're not able to grip anything. Okay, so now we can go across and we can write out the denominations that we're gonna need. For spending, I like to do a $10 bill. Eating out, let's do a 20 and a 10. Fun times, 20 and a 10. Donations of 5. Emergency fund, we'll do $300 bills, a 20 and 8. We'll do a 5 and then 3 ones. 1 month ahead is 200, so we'll do $200 bills. Savings is a 10. Savopoly is a 20 and a 5. Monthly is 2 5s. Travel is 100, 50, a 20, a 20, and a 5. So 195. And then Christmas is a 5. Perfect. So now down here, we'll go and see how many we have of each. So we need 3 ones. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 20s. 150. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 $600 bills. And then we just see how much we need as a total value. So $3 in ones. 7 times 5 is 35. 4 times 10 is 40. 20 times 6 is 120. 50 and 600. So now if we go across, it should equal what we need. I'm so sorry, my mom just bursted in because I'm filming this later in the day, and it's not usually I film during the day, but I'm filming it at night. So sorry about that. Sorry for the rough cut. So we have 10, 20, 21, 27. Wow. That took me a lot longer than it should have. Okay, 3, then let's add these ones, plus 35, 40, 120, 50, 600, 848. Perfect. So now we can get our sticky note and write these out because we're gonna take this to the bank. So we have 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, and 100s. We need 3 1s, 7 5s, 4 10s, 6 20s, 150, 600s. And so that's gonna be $3, 35, 40, 20, 50, 600, and that is 848. Perfect. All right, so we are all good to go to the bank tomorrow so we can cash stuff our envelopes. So I love having this done and out of the way so I know exactly what I need to do to get this going. So I hope you guys also are budgeting your paycheck and you're ready to go to do your cash stuffing as well. But I want to thank you all for being by my side throughout this journey, and I can't wait to see where life takes us. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye, friends.